Well, hello folks, welcome to the channel. I am the Custard Prophet. We're back here for another Tennis Manager 2024 video. This is our playthrough, career mode playthrough at the Custard Tennis Academy, or just Custard Tennis as we're calling. That's the brand, isn't it? So we are following Taps McGeegan, our protege, as we're trying to develop him to become a really good young player. And it is hard compared to last year's game. It is super hard, but I feel finally we are actually getting somewhere, and I'll show you kind of what has been going on. I was talking about finances last time, and you can see the issue. We are shipping out over £100,000 in the month and only recouping about half of that. So even if we get a chunk of money to upgrade various things in the academy, it's going to take us a while to be able to get up to that amount of money. So we are in a little bit of financial worries. I think it was Chris Rasmussen who said in the comments that this might be a result of the extreme difficulty. So perhaps the different difficulty settings have an impact on finances. If anyone knows about that, I'd be really interested to hear. It seems like a lot of people are finding exactly the same thing, that finances are super hard to control in this year's game. The other thing that I noticed last time, and Andrew Sutherland left a comment about this, was that when you look at the amount of points that everyone else has, all the other juniors has, compared to us, we start on 0 points, they all start on 45, which is really hard to come back from. Particularly, even if we win a tournament, we get 30 points at the very lowest level. And Andrew Sutherland was saying, yeah, this is kind of an issue with the game in this format. I don't know whether it again relates to the difficulty setting, but yeah, it does seem to be a problem when you start with a junior, like when you start with a junior that you have kind of made and designed yourself. So it kind of puts you on the back foot, and then that leads to a complete tanking in your morale. I'll put his comment up there because I thought it was kind of useful to think about. So yeah, we're still 508th, but we've played one tournament and we're in another tournament. We're about, I think, 4 weeks on from where we were last together, but we do feel like we're starting to pick up a few better performances here and there. We're not being completely dominated, and we are able to get over the line, it seems, in many of the games that we're playing. Let's go and have a look how we've got on. Oh, I should say we now have a sponsorship with Lacoste. We've got £1,800 up front. We've already got that, and we need to get a ranking of over, well, we're never going to do that because we're like super young, but if we can play 20 tournaments, we'll get £24,000. So that feels like a decent thing. We already played 8 tournaments, so we should be getting that money. For this one, we'll be getting about half that, so it's certainly worth waiting. So thank you very much to our agent for managing to sort out that contract. That was massive. Okay, so we did play the final tournament that had been kind of sorted out by our the automatic registration thing that set up. I forget who was saying it in the comments. Someone was telling me that that might have been Chris Rasmussen as well. That it's so automatic registration actually switches back on at the start of each season. I don't know if anyone else has found that, but that seems an absolute mad thing to happen. Anyway, we were a wild card for this tournament. We went up against the second seed, and we gave him a good game. We won the first set 6-3, which was really a really solid performance. Yes, we lost the second set 6-4 and then kind of faded away 6-2, but we gave him a go. We gave him a good go, and we certainly weren't overawed by the matchup, which was brilliant. So this is a level way beyond where we should be able to play. So it gave me hope going into the lower ranked tournaments that maybe we could do something, and that's exactly what's happened. So this is our final tournament of the hard season, or the first part of the hard season, and as you can see, we have got ourselves through into a semi-final. And some good victories in here. Aaron Gabet, who I think we've played before, we won 6-3, lost the tiebreak 7-6, so that was 7-5 on the tiebreak, but then won 6-4 in the third set. It was a tight, hard game that was against Gabet, but we did well. Against the 8th seed, William Olsen, the Swede, we absolutely got hammered in the first set, 6-1, looked terrible, changed things around tactically, and as you can see, it made a difference. Won the second and third set, 7-5, 6-4. And then we have just got through against the Bulgarian Dimitar Piv, 435th in the world, beat him 6-1 in the first set, and then it was a much closer second set, but we absolutely dominated the tiebreak 7-1, so that was good to get that over the line. And so we are going to be playing Anton Witz in our second semi-final at this level. Already we will be getting 9 points. A final would be massive because that will give us 18 points, but if we can get the full win, then we start to be pushing ourselves up around the position where everyone else is, and that feels good. If we win through this, we will play a Brit in the final, Mark Saban. He's even got a picture. Look at him there with his hair. God. Right. Let's dive in. Let's go and play our semi-final game against Witz. So we've not played him before. He has got a reasonable indoor form. He's got 64% win rate on the indoor surface. He's an aggressive baseliner, tactical skills and forehand. So we're going to change things up in the way that we've been doing recently. So making the serves out wide with mentality more attacking, and our serve power on high, just to try and we'll try and give him a little bit more to worry about, because it seems like our serves, our first serve is where people are taking advantage of us. So we'll see how this goes. We are also training our top spin from the baseline tactic, trying to get that as a green tactical approach. It's currently only partially learnt, and then we can work on getting a couple of the other ones partially learnt as well, or fully learnt, because they're all kind of partial. And at the minute, I think that is not doing us any favours. So I'm going to go for this one. Listen to me, nothing can happen to you. You're walking on water. What I think this will do is relax him. That's what I need. Well, we've made him thrilled, which is interesting. That's not quite what I thought would come out of that. Where is the relax one then? I can't see it. Can't see it at all there. If you see that, if you figure out which one of those was relax, why do I say it like that? I don't know. Right, let's get into this. In the last game, the Bulgarian was slightly injured at the start of the game, so I feel that contributed to the relatively comfortable victory. Everything else has been over 3 sets, but let's see what we can do here. Taps, of course, he's been sitting in the sun, hence his complexion, and let's see what we can do against this guy who looks he looks mean. He looks a mean blue Frenchman. Anton Witz. Right, see how we do. Well, very solid start here in game number 1. We are 30-40 up, and putting the pressure on. Oh, he gets that one over. Lucky boy. Another chance here. So yeah, you can do nothing with those sort of lucky net chords that just come over. He's coming into the net. Into the net with a volley. I'm not sure what his net play is like. Doesn't look particularly great, but we are 1-love up. Very solid start. We won our first service game, and here we go. We're 15-40 up on his serve. We're just trying to keep the ball in play. Don't want to lose it. I'd ideally not want to lose it through poor play. Oh, that's well done. Oh, well done. That was a great point. Taps did absolutely brilliantly there to get that ball back twice. Just brilliant stuff. So we're 3-love up. Well, 5-1 in the first set, 15-40 up. We've got a couple of set points, and this first game has been surprising. Well, this first set has been quite surprising in how little we faced. Things can change obviously very quickly. Oh, and we've got lucky there, and on set point that was a dreadful miss hit, and we got away with it. So we win the first set 6-1. I don't think we're going to look to change anything, and we'll see what we can do. Olsen, I thought I'd sacked her, but there we go. I don't find any of those things particularly useful. Well, second set, we are 1-1, and we have got now to hold on to our serve. We're 15-40 down ourselves, and that's a lovely shot down the line. I do find the forehands, sort of no pressure forehand shots, seem to be a particular risk shot for Taps at the minute, because he does seem to hit a few of those in the net. But we're back to deuce. It's good work, but giving up another advantage. Into the net though. He's hitting his shots into the net, and we are 3-2 up, and we're 15-40 up. And you got to say, it's pretty pleasing how we've kind of gone about this so far. And that was a dreadful forehand. That's exactly what I was talking about. Into the net. There was no risk there, and Taps just didn't seem to get hold of it. But there we go. We've got another mistake from the Frenchman, and we are just 2 games away from getting into our first ever final. See what we can do. And here we go. We have a match point to get to our first ever final at any level. Young Taps here is, oh, he's just wide with that. Back to deuce, and he hasn't. We lost the last game on the Frenchman's serve, but maybe there's a chance here, and he's done it. 6-1, 6-3, great victory, and Taps gets his first final. Big stuff. So we've upped his motivation now to pumped. Never really sure what the kind of connection is between this kind of motivation screen and the one just before the match, whether there is any connection there at all, whether if you up something here it affects the one where you're just going into the match for the next one. It feels like this is completely irrelevant, but please, anyone who thinks otherwise, let me know in the comments. So here we go. We've got a note about Taps' stamina, so we're going to need to work a little bit more on that. They reckon putting long distance running in there as a way to up the stamina. So let's just have a quick look at Taps' stamina at the minute. So it's 7, which isn't too terrible really. I mean, it's certainly not a weakness compared to everything else. So yeah, we could work on that, but I feel maybe there's other things we could be doing. I think we're in really good shape. Our form is in excellent. With physical conditions 92%, and we are beaming. We couldn't be in a better place at the minute, and we are also in a final. So let's go and play our fellow Brit Mark Ziban. So this is for 30 points, and let's just remind ourselves what that could do to our ranking, because that feels like it could get us. That would get us to 45 points, so we would be level with like all these folk who don't appear to be playing tennis. I don't know who they are, what they're doing. Jesse Carlson, for instance, has he played at all? I think he's just lost every single first round match he's played in. So yeah, let's get out there. So we're playing Mark Ziban. Mark's in excellent form. His win rate on indoor is 61%, so very similar to the last guy who played. He's never won a tournament at this category level, so this is a big game for both of us. Amazingly, he's much higher up than us, but has yet to win at this level. So top spin and tactical skills are his strengths. His weaknesses are his backhand, so obviously we need to focus on his backhand. So again, we're going to keep things very similar to what we did last time. Remember, with the serve, we're just going to put the serve on high power, just try and make the most out of it. We're also going to go wide with that serve, both in the deuce and at the advantage court. We've upped the balance there also, and what else do we need to do? Oh yes, target the opponent's backhand. I think that feels like a thing to do. That's a weakness of his. So looking at this, he is stressed, he's concerned, and he is fearful. So that's not great. We need, well, any of those will do. Don't know if one of those has more of an effect than another. Please put that in the comment if you know about that. Right, let's do. We've upped his confidence, and we've taken him from fearful now to anxious, which is, I mean, it's not really a big jump up. Right, let's go and play our first final. It's huge day for Taps, and a great start for the youngster. Siban already having to deal with a break opportunity. He's now got a point back there, but he's 30-40 down. Taps putting the pressure on early doors. But 2 lovely returns, and he's back on juice. So Taps back at an advantage. Just looking for a chance. Good deep return. That's important. And he gets away with it. The top spin, it's always going to give you more of a chance to get the ball over the net. Got away with it. Very lucky. First game on the board. Right, can he make the most of that now? And we're already through to the end of set number 1. Taps is 5-3 up. Everything's gone to serve, but he has another break opportunity on Siban's serve. 30-40. They're trading slice backhands, and Siban just puts that way out. And so Taps takes the first set relatively easily. Didn't lose a game on his serve, and that is huge because Taps has been pretty horrific on his serve. So I think increasing the serve power does seem to have an effect. We'll have a look at the stats here. Very close. 54% of the points won for Taps, but we are still winning a high percentage of our service points. What do I say? That's what I wanted to look at. First serve, but also doing quite well on our second serve. The difference is, it looks like that he's not been so great on his first serve, but quite similar with his second serve. So there we go. Very close. A few more. Well, it's pretty even in terms of unforced errors. We've forcing him onto the backhand a few times, and so 7 backhand unforced errors. So that feels like a good move. Right, let's move on and see if we can have a decent second set as well. Well, very good second set, and already Taps has got an advantage in game number 2. He's 1 love up in this second set. Oh, that was a very big bit of topspin there. Just caught the line. Taps pressuring him, and goes long though there. So back to juice. Oh, Taps was he was 40-15 up and given up the next 3 points there, but back to juice. Another advantage. Don't want to lose the advantage. He's got all the way from the back of the court. Couldn't hit the winner, and there we go. He's a breakdown. 2-1 now in this second set. Well, it's 4-3 to Siban, but Taps is 15-40 up here. So could he level things up? Bit of a weird animation there, and he has. It is 4-all. So all square in this second set, moving into the latter stages of it. Can Taps do the business here? And he has a championship point. He's 5-4 up, 15-40 up. He just needs to keep his head. And that's a lovely return. And Siban won that rather than Taps losing that point. And in all honesty, that's how you'd prefer it to be. He's gone long. No, that hit the line. That hit the line. It's back to juice. I cannot believe that. That looked long all day. In the comments, let me know, was that long? Right, we're all the way through now to a tiebreak. Let's see what happens here. And Taps has done really well. He's 6-3 up in the tiebreak. He's got a couple of two. He'll have 3 break points here. 3 goes at it. He doesn't need them. And there we go. A dodgy call in a couple of games ago doesn't matter, and Taps gets to do his little dance. And there we go. Mr. Miyagi lookalike wins his first ever tournament, and you can only marvel at that. Beating a fellow Brit as well, really good. We are all the way out. I think it's in France. I didn't mention where we were, but yeah, very, very nice for Taps. And surely that is the first of many to come. So Taps doesn't react to my team talk, but doesn't really matter. We've got an interview. Obviously, we're going to go to La Team, the newspaper or magazine, not sure. Taps McGeegan was impressive on his returns. He was quite good. Was that a determining factor in your opinion? Actually, I think it was more the serve, but we'll say we worked on that in training because it sounds like a good thing to do. What advice do you give him before the finals? We went over the strategy. We worked in our practice match to make sure it would be natural during the match. That feels like a sensible thing to do. Would you have anything to say to Mark Saban? He deserved to win the trophy just as much, but there can only be one victor. There's always next time. I don't feel he did. I thought he was second best. Tennis is all about the details. They weren't in his favour, but his tournament is worthy of a major player. Taps was the better player on the court. That's true, but my congratulations to Mark Saban for a great tournament run. That seems fair. And how do you interpret Taps McGeegan's rise in the rankings? Well, we haven't seen that yet, and we'll certainly have a look. It's just the next logical step in his development. Taps is amongst the best. He is proving it. Let's go and have a look at where Taps now sits in the world rankings. Before we get there, we get 65% of the prize money, so a massive £649 was won by the Academy. We will make sure we put that to good use. Don't understand how this works fully. We have 45 points now. We still sit in 508th. Now, I would have thought, and you can argue with me if you like, that it should be done on the number of tournaments gathered. So if you have 45 points in less tournaments, that should be worth more than 45 points in more tournaments. That would be sensible, would it not? Doesn't seem to be the case, but it looks like there's a whole load of people dropping points. So it feels like we are not far away from moving up the rankings, which is going to be massive for Taps. And just a reminder as to what we're trying to achieve by the end of this year, and that is to get within the top 200. So we do need to start making some headway there. Otherwise, Taps will start to get a little disappointed. I think he's going to really be able to be happy about that victory. That's going to improve his morale, or at least keep it in a good place. We've now got our tournaments sorted out such that we'll have one on, one off, 1 week on, 1 week off where we're training, and I think that way we'll be able to make better use of the training, improve ourselves by training, and then just, you know, reap the benefits of that training during the tournaments. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts on Taps's first win in the comments. If you did enjoy it, please hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you for the next one. Goodbye.